When Shadow the dog first met Shelby the parrot,
Oh, Shelby.
it didn't go great. Shadow had never met anyone like Shelby before. Why does she move like that? Why is she so feathery? What's going on here? He only knew one thing for sure. He was not a fan. Before Shelby arrived, the house had been so peaceful. Shadow could spend his days just looking out the window, or snoozing on the couch, or rolling in the yard in silence. Well, not anymore. Now, all of a sudden, he had to hang out with this bird? A bird who tried to bite him and who was always on his couch? This was not okay. Shelby didn't quite know what to make of Shadow either. She was like, "We're only gonna play the way I want to." Hi-ya! But there was one thing they had in common. They were both obsessed with their dad. But Shadow didn't want to share his dad. And Shelby didn't want to share him either. It was almost too much to take. He was Shadow's dad first. What was happening? Shadow was starting to worry that Dad liked Shelby more than him. Shelby got so much attention. She even got special meals.
Here we go. A nice platter for you.
It seemed like Shelby had already won the hearts of her new family. Shadow briefly considered finding a way to kick Shelby out of the house. But it seemed like Shelby was here to stay, whether he liked it or not. So if these two were ever going to be friends, Shadow was going to have to try and find something in common with Shelby, other than liking Dad. Maybe Shelby would play dog games, like wrestling. Nope, Shelby did not like that. Bird games only. New plan! Maybe they could just share the house, but mostly ignore each other. Nope, Shelby had to nibble on Shadow. It was just her way of saying, "Hey, play bird games with me, now!" Shadow was not into it. It seemed like there was just no way these two were going to get along. Shadow was starting to give up hope. Then one day, the whole family took a trip to the park to let Shelby practice flying freely. And Shadow followed. They ran and flew and ran and actually had fun together. Shadow loved how fast Shelby could go, faster than his mom or dad. And Shelby loved that her new brother finally wanted to play a game she liked. Suddenly, this bird and this dog realized they could get along. Not just at the park, but at home too. They would chat and squawk all day long. Shadow didn't mind sharing his space anymore, and even decided to share his dad. Not long ago, it seemed like these two would never get along. But now, Shadow has someone to play with. And Shelby has a family to call her own. What could be better than that? A parrot sister, a dog brother, and two best animal friends.
Dodo Kids.
Help the kittens find the subscribe button.